It's a really important day for St Patrick's Keady, and we're delighted to welcome back two former students, Niall Grimley and Darragh McMullen, after obviously Armagh winning the All-Ireland Football Championship this summer. Mr McQuaid joined with Mr Feeney. Mr Feeney, this is a great day for the school, isn't it?
Unreal. Brilliant occasion. It's an absolute privilege to welcome the two lads back. They're fantastic ambassadors for St Patrick's High School Keady, but also their club, Madden Rapparees, their families and this whole community. Two wonderful young lads, extremely talented, gifted. Haven't had it all their own way either. Have had to work for their success, but incredible ambassadors, and we're so proud. And this school is very proud to have played a small part in their journey.
Niall, first off, welcome back to your former school. How does it feel? Because obviously it's a few months on from winning the All Ireland, but how does it feel walking into the school with the trophy? Is this your first time in a while being back in the school as well?
Yeah, I think I left the school here in 2009 or 2010. So obviously it's like I'm as excited. I was saying there to the kids there, I'm as excited to come back to this school because this is where I learnt my trade. As I was saying, you know, I didn't have it my own way. I wasn't the best footballer in the year. I wasn't the most talented, but I suppose with hard work and anything, you heard our captain say after the All-Ireland, he said with hard work and dedication and belief, you can achieve anything you want. And no, it's special. It's special to be back here and see some of the familiar faces, some of the PE teachers and stuff that had taught me and stuff. It's amazing. And when Mr. Sean O'Connor had contacted me about coming, that was 100% in the diary. I'll make myself available to be here because it's so important. And no, it was special there walking in, obviously with a clubmate Darragh. Obviously Rory Grugan can't be here, so for us three lads to be representing, you know, our clubs and our families, and obviously this school played a huge role in us boys getting to where we are. So no, special memories, and it'll be a day I'll never forget, bringing the cup to my high school and my Madden primary school.
It was great to see Roy back here as well for the year 13 or the senior awards night as well a few weeks ago, and we wish him the best. Darragh, like to walk into the school, as Niall said, it's a bit surreal with the best trophy you can win in Irish sport. How has this morning felt for you so far?
Yeah, it's a wee bit nerve-wracking to be honest, because obviously I was a student here 3 years ago. Still, some students in the school would have known them, they probably would have looked at me up and down the corridor. I never thought much of it, and if any of them had told me I would have walked in here in a few years with Sam Maguire, I would have laughed at them like. But yeah, as Niall says, it's just glad to be back. This is where it all started. You know, he made good points on he wasn't the best in his year. You know, like football didn't really go my way in school. You know, would have loved to win something at school football, and you just have to believe that you can achieve something in the long run. And I was only out of school then a few months, and club championship started, and a few weeks later I was up in the Armagh squad. So yeah, a wee bit of belief and hard work.
And I'll just talk about your journey. I've been fortunate, I was a wee bit older than you growing up, and watching you grow and been friendly with your brothers and that. I remember you played in Croke Park as a P7 student, 2004 Ulster final. And then you were a fantastic soccer player, very talented. Then you get into the County Minors 2012. You perform unbelievable against Tyrone. Do you want to talk about your senior career then? You went to Liverpool University, you came back, and you break into the Armagh senior team. Do you want to talk about your journey? I know it hasn't all been straightforward.
Yeah, I suppose we'll probably just make it short here in terms of my youth career. Obviously, when I was younger, you know, we had Kevin McElvanna within our club that had an All-Ireland medal, and suppose for me, I just remember thinking, I want that. When I was a young boy, I'd say 10, 11, 12. And then I remember sort of like practicing and coming home from school and thinking, right foot, left foot, whatever it is. And then that sort of progressed into playing with Madden underage, and probably found myself playing well for them. Obviously, you touched on there, I had a small stint of a soccer career. I used to play for Armagh City, I think maybe from under 11s up to under 13s. And one day we had a friendly game against Cliftonville, a Belfast team, and I played well, and the manager of the Cliftonville team had approached my father after the game to see would I be interested to go play with Cliftonville. So I travelled up and down there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and on a Saturday morning. So a young boy in school, probably me only being 14, travelling up to Belfast 4 times a week, was an eye opener, and I learned some amazing things, probably whilst I was still at Keady High School. So no, my soccer career probably lasted to I was about 16, 17, but I think at that age I had said to the youngsters there when I was out talking to them, I never made the Armagh under 14 team, and I remember leaving that day crying, thinking I'll never play for Armagh. Suppose maybe that was the I don't know, the 2 steps, or the 1 step back, 2 steps forward sort of that I needed. You know, it wasn't always going to be my own way, and then from there I probably progressed into Armagh under 17s and 18s, and then the soccer sort of took a back seat, because for me, obviously, like, I come from a big family, I come from Madden. For me, there's no better feeling playing with your brothers, playing with your best friends, like with Armagh, Joe McElroy, Aidan, Rory, Dara and stuff, you know. For me, it was probably it was an easy decision at that age, 17, 18, to go play Gaelic, because that's something I'm really passionate about. Like, I really care about it. And then it went from there to the under 18s, and then I was fortunate enough, I was asked to play a couple of years of under 21s, and then from there my senior career I remember Dennis Hollywood gave me the text message. I think it was maybe the last week in September, when I was just out of under 21. So under 21s might have finished in maybe the March or the April, and Dennis had texted me on the September about a trial. Would I be interested in a trial match to go have trials for Armagh seniors? And you know, that was probably the start of it. And then again, my first year with Armagh, probably didn't get much game time. My second year, I probably started to get a wee bit more game time. I remember me and Soupy Campbell having a conversation. I think Soupy had said to me it took him 3 years before he finally nailed down a position. So my first couple of years getting game time, maybe starting, and then that led through. This is obviously my 9th season completed. So this past couple of seasons probably hasn't really been how I wanted it to work out in terms of game time, injuries, setbacks. But suppose that tough, hard road probably makes it that wee bit more sweeter and that wee bit more important, and you set aside the stuff that don't really matter in your life, because you're putting so much effort into trying to get one thing. And obviously to be able to bring Sam here and, you know, bring it to my home house, my club, Keady High School, amazing, and all them sacrifices year after year has sort of just made it that wee bit more sweeter and that wee bit more, I don't know, magical and amazing. So no, that's sort of long enough, short journey but a long journey there. So
they always say school's the best years of your life. I was told that every time we were in school, and then I think when you're 10 or so years old, you actually really appreciate it. Starting with yourself, Darragh, have you any fond memories of this place that you'd like to share with us? Teachers, moments in school down through the years?
Yeah, I think you're right. School is the best years of your life, because when you leave it, either you go into work or you go up to university in Belfast or Liverpool or wherever, but you miss waking up every day and seeing your friends, having a bit of crack. I know some teachers may say I wasn't the best at Keady, but I was alright. Like, no, I was always get on with my work, but probably just be chatty in class and stuff. School days was, definitely the best days.
What about yourself though?
School, I wasn't an A-star student. I wasn't the best footballer. I think is the Trainer Cup third year? Is the Trainer Cup third year? Fourth year? Yeah, so the Trainer Cup's fourth year. I think maybe in the lead up, one of the memories that sort of sticks with me, and I seen him out in the corridor there, Mr. Firthby. He was our manager at the time, and we were having a meeting maybe before the final don't know, it's always just sort of stuck with me. We were in the changing room as just wearing our uniform and stuff, and he walked. We were all quiet and stuff, and probably nervous for the final. I'm not sure if it was maybe the day before the final or the morning of the final. He walked in with a bag, and I remember thinking, "What's going on here?" So I don't know. We were all just sitting about, and Mr. Furphy, I think, made a speech and stuff, and he started unzipping the bag, and he whipped out a metal bar, and we were just like, what's going on here? And basically the point he was trying to make was this metal bar will bend, it'll twist, it'll do all this, but it'll never break. And for me, that was just like another wee sort of learning point on the pitch. You know, things mightn't be going your way. You might be down 6 points against Kerry. I think we were down 4 or 5. You know, things mightn't always be going your way, but never ever break, whatever it is. And for me, it was just a wee sort of lesson. Things might not always go your way. Things, the road, I was saying earlier, the road isn't straight. There's twists, there's turns. Sometimes you feel like you're on a roller coaster. The lows this past couple of years have been so low for me, but the highs have been obviously incredible. So just going back to the metal bar, never ever break, never give up. And suppose that's something that I try to maybe live my life by, where never ever, that word quit, I wouldn't want to have it in my DNA. I know sometimes things can get tough, where I would be saying to the youngsters, you know, just go. Okay, it might not be your day that day, it might not be your day the next day, but just always finish it. If you have a 6-week music lesson for 6 weeks in a row, just always finish it, whatever it is, because you never know what finishing something might do. And for me, obviously, this year has been incredible, and look how it has ended up for us. You never know what's down the line, so it's ended up with this cup in here, so it's been amazing.
Mr. Forfey asked,
Is it?
show you that.
Yeah, maybe that's the photo.
That's the photo of the day.
Yeah, so that's the pre-match. I think it was the pre-match talk. He took that iron bar, metal bar, whatever it is. Yeah, no, that's an incredible photo there.
It says you're the youngest on the team.
Yeah, I'm holding the cup there.
Yeah.
That's mad. No, there's some fantastic footballers there. Like I said, I wasn't the main man. Like, obviously, there's boys like Ryan McCabe, Niall Cosgrove. There's some brilliant footballers there.
Jack Grugan's involved.
Jack Grugan. I think Jack Grugan scored a penalty that day from nets. Yeah. No, they're incredible memories, and you know, when I see them lads, you're probably thinking, yeah, that's something that we can. Okay, if we meet them out and about, we might not talk about it, but we know we have shared that sort of winning feeling or winning victory together. So, no.
And as you say, Niall, your career can be summarised like with the iron bar. It might bend it, but never break.
Yeah.
And that perseverance and stuff is unbelievable. The All-Ireland final, Niall, what was your thoughts in the lead up to it, say, after the Kerry game and then the preparation for the final?
Yeah.
What was your mindset or going into it?
So we beat Kerry on the Saturday, and I think the management had organised for us to have a meeting in the Cartdale on the Sunday morning, so the next morning after, for recovery and food. Suppose that stage you obviously didn't sleep after the match and you were buzzing and people were telling you this, that and the other, but the management team, Geezer and all, had just sat us down and just said, look lads, we're in the final here. We're not here to take part, we're not here to enjoy the 2 weeks build up. You're here to win, like, you know, you have a job to do. And the management team basically made it, simplified it as easy as they could for us. So that 2 week lead up, the only thing that was really focused on my mind was, you have a job to do at 3:30 on the 28th of July. That job's going to last 75, 80 minutes. Just do your job. And then one thing Geezer did mention to us, and the management team, they did mention to us, and, you know, performance-wise, yes, win, lose, yes, no problem. You can deal with that. Suppose Geezer had sort of said, look, you're going to wake up Monday morning and just have no regrets, whatever it is. Just that Monday morning after the All-Ireland final, just have no regrets. If you give your everything and it doesn't work out, at least you can live the rest of your life knowing you have no regrets and you made the run or you tried to put in a tackle. You know, just have no regrets. So that was a big thing for me. Obviously, the 2 weeks was amazing. The build up, it was incredible, but it was simplified and it was stripped down. We didn't have to worry about no banquets. We didn't have to worry about no outside activities, no team holidays, none of the stuff that isn't important, because the only thing that really mattered was that match day performance for that 75, 80 minutes. And then if you even strip it back further than that, it's nearly like the first 10 minutes of the game. All you have to worry about is the first 10 minutes giving everything, and then give everything to half time, because you know, we have enough boys there on the squad. If you give everything to half time, we have enough boys there to come on and finish the job, as you had seen throughout the year. So no, the lead up to the final, it was low key. It's not that it was low key. You tried to basically set aside what's not important and what is important, and obviously it was.
And I'm just going to go back 2 or 3 weeks, well, 3, 4 or 5 weeks before that. I remember speaking to you on the field at the Ulster final. You had tears in your eyes, you were heartbroken, but you knew in your heart of hearts that day that you hadn't played, or you hadn't you knew there was a opening for you, and you were ready for it if you were there. Then you break onto the scene in Derry. Do you want to talk through Derry, Roscommon, Kerry?
Yeah, I suppose playing obviously the last 5 games was amazing, but again, that when Geezer and the management team had sort of said to me, look, you're playing against Derry, that was like my All-Ireland final. You know, I had to treat that like that was my All-Ireland final, and that was sort of just led one thing after the other, another game, and it just kept you in there. That's the beauty of sport. I know I'd said it previously. I have had all them injuries and I have missed big matches. Kieran Mackin and it was unbelievable format this year. Unfortunately, done his ACL. Andy Murnan had picked up a slight injury, so maybe the management team were thinking maybe a bit of size. I'm not sure, or around the middle. So thankful for them for giving me the opportunity. But yes, definitely, I know the first 12 games were they were tough to watch, but I felt that I was always training well and I was adding to the group. And if you're always adding to the group, that's what's important. The likes of Darragh here had been pushing hard in training. You know, if Darragh's not pushing me hard in training and I'm not pushing the next man in front's going to get comfortable and he'll take the foot off the gas. So that's the whole importance of having a squad and a team. Every man is important from number 1 to 42, and if you're not driving the man in front of you, you're wasting your time. So that was sort of the build up for the last 5 games.
We've got 3 or 4 quick questions from our students in schools before we round up here. First one's for you, Darragh. Our year 14s have asked, how did it feel like to actually get over the hump and win the All-Ireland?
I don't know how to put it in the words for a start, but obviously I was on the bench, but the first person I seen was Connor Turbot, and he was sitting on the steps where you walk up to lift the trophy, and he was just in tears. He had his head in his hands and couldn't get him up off the steps to get him onto the field. And I'd seen the goalkeeping coach as well be quite quiet, Kieran McKinney, and he was jumping about, real excited. And for them boys, it means more to them because they're obviously thereabouts 2002. We've waited over 20 years for another one, whereas I was just second year in, and it felt like that was our
Normal
culture. It was normal. It was
to get the All-Ireland finals.
For the year 14s, I think I know there's a few of them that was on the county minors and stuff. It's definitely a good stepping stone for them. I know for me going into this year, I'm already excited to get back training because I feel like I can add more to the team. I was talking to Niall the other day, and he says, like, yeah, we're at the top of the mountain, but like these teams are coming for us. He says, how can I get better as a player, because they're going to try beat me down, so I have to get stronger than I was this year. So it's just the year 14's like someone could be in this year. You never know. So I was in just after I finished high school. So just keep pushing. You will get your chance if you really want it. And there's definitely more in this team than this year anyway. So
brilliant.
Next question is 1351 have asked, Niall or Darragh, do either of you have any pre-match superstitions?
I always get asked this here. I would say I'm superstitious about being superstitious. I mean, the first game, like when I was first getting on squad, was players have seats on the bus. I was just sitting everywhere in the bus because I don't want to, land the first one. I mean, the first squad mate was in the 30 last year against Calvin. It's up beside Niall, I was real nervous. Joe McElroy, Niall sat beside each other, and Joe was all, I think he actually took it to heart that I sat beside Niall and all. He let me away with that once, so he did. And this year, I took big Ben Creedy's seat in the bus, and Ben's a big friendly gent. He's not going to say anything to you, but if he seen you on the pitch, he would let you know about it. Like, so, no, but I try to stay away from the superstitions and stuff, because if you miss one thing, you're going to play in the back of your mind for the rest of the game. Or
Well, I'm probably, my superstitions probably fall into like preparation. So if the match is like on a Sunday at 3:30 or whatever, if we're training the following Saturday morning, I'm already thinking about my preparation in terms of my sleep, my water, what my week looks like, how many times I can get to the gym as a squad or as a group, and then my pitch sessions, and then my extra kicking maybe 20 or 30 minutes before training starts on the Tuesday or the Thursday. They're my sort of superstitions. One thing I did do this year just on game day was I just wore 2 pairs of socks. That was probably just something normal for me, and I was like, right, the whole time I'm just going to wear my normal 2 pairs of socks. But just on game day and stuff, you just try and relax as much as you can. But again, when that whistle goes, you treat it as like a job to do. You're not there to make up the numbers. You're not there to look around you and look good or to look well for the cameras. You're there to do a job. So they're sort of superstitions / preparation, but nothing weird or nothing unusual. Just normal. Turn up and play as best as you can.
you sound bad saying you do all these extra stuff.
You lads have been very, very generous in the county as well with your time this morning. Just finally, and I feel like you've answered half the question here, but you're both obviously huge role models for our students in school, along with the whole of the Armagh team this year, both the men's team and the ladies team. What advice would you give to students in this school as they look to emulate your achievements regardless of gender, code or sport?
It's very similar. It's becoming a very similar game. My girlfriend's actually on the Armagh ladies, so she kind of understands the sacrifices and the stuff you have to take, and the things you have to drop to play a sport, especially at inter-county level. I think from a gender point of view, like the ladies football is a lot more watched now. It's becoming a lot more watched. Like people try to just highlight, the men's and what they achieve and all, but without the ladies, it makes it interesting. Like you have the underage, and you have your senior level. Like it's very similar. I know like the girls, they have a lot of young players playing senior football, which is good for the sport. I'm 21 now, and I'd be one of the youngest in the Armagh team, and I know the Armagh ladies team, the youngest is 18, 19, so there's definitely no difference in like preparation or sacrifices and time and all that there. But other than that there, it's quite equal, like quality wise and stuff. So it is, yeah.
I'll just add, so it was to all the students?
Yeah, just advice for students. I think that's
Yeah.
really cool because obviously like a lot of our female students are so high up with football and camogie, but just advice for all of our students. That
Well,
obviously they obviously look at you lads like role models. So.
Just a couple of quotes that sort of stick in the back of my head the whole time is, whatever people want to do in life, if it's football, if it's be an astronaut, if it's be a scientist, be a teacher, whatever it is, suppose one thing that just sticks with me is you cannot fail if you do not give up. Don't dream things and think, oh, I don't know if that'll ever happen to me. Dream as big as you can, and anything is possible. And I remember Tony McCoy made a speech. He was receiving maybe a Sports Personality of the Year award, and I was listening to it. I was only a young fella, Tony McCoy, the jockey, obviously, and he said, make the sacrifices, because the sacrifices are worth it. And when I'm talking about sacrifices, I'm talking about missing weddings, missing stag parties, missing events, whatever it is. You sacrificing all them wee things, and then when you do accomplish something like we have done, next year if I'm having to make them sacrifices, I wouldn't even call them sacrifices, because they're just easy decisions to make. Because when you get something like this, it's worth every single ounce. Pain, tears, setbacks, injuries, whatever it is. When you get something like this, the joy that cup has brought to people. I've been meeting people on the street, they'd be crying. I've been meeting people out and about. The joy, people just even want to touch it, they want to see it. And the joy that cup has brought to people has been incredible. So they're just the two things that I wanted to say there.
Yeah. I think it's quite fitting your foreign teacher's just arrived.
So it shows the hard work, but it shows the evidence is on that table right there. Mr. Feeney, our podcast is dropping quite soon, I believe, after today's debut. So thank you.
We just want to
much.
thank you for your time, lads.
Yeah,
thanks
brilliant
so much,
insight.
Lads, we're delighted to be here, and thank you. And it's a huge honour for us to be able to come up here with the cup. And you know, as I said, Darragh sort of touched on it there. You know, we'll be doing everything we can to get this cup here next year. You know what I mean? So thanks very much for having us.
Thank you for your time,
lads. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And a massive thanks to everybody as well involved in the school who has put in so much hard work today in every aspect. The staff in the school. Kieran McKeever is here as well, and a big thanks to the Armagh County Board as well. Thank you very much, lads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.